There's an entertaining one about a guy whose girlfriend out of nowhere brought up the idea of an open relationship. She was going abroad, maybe to study abroad or something like that, for a few months, and she wanted to be fulfilled and wanted to know what he thought about that. And lo and behold, he handles it like a boss. He did not get the reaction or response that she wanted. And this guy handled it so well that eventually he ends up hooking up with some of her friends. Problem is now she won't leave him alone. She's dying to get back with him. And he's just like, what the hell? Title: I broke up with my girlfriend after she suggested an open relationship, and now she won't stop trying to get back with me. He says, I'm very strictly against non-monogamy, and always promised myself that a gal I was dating asked to open the relationship, that I would immediately break up with her. Well, this happened just recently. As all guys should be that watch these stories. He probably has heard these stories. She brings it up, she's already hooking up with somebody else, or has somebody else in mind, and doesn't care about you enough. And her perception of you is weak, that you'll go along with this nonsense. Nope, shut it down immediately. Not too long ago, my girlfriend at the time asked me to open up the relationship. She was planning on going abroad for a couple months starting in January, and said she wanted some S-word release when I was not there. She couldn't go a couple months without some fucking dick. I didn't immediately say anything, but I told her I wanted some time to think about it. I went and walked my dog, and once I came back, I kicked her out of my apartment and told her I didn't want to see her again. Nice job, bro. End of story. Don't need to hear anything else. I don't want your excuses. Pack your belongings and get the fuck out. I know this may seem harsh to some people. Not in this channel. But I've tried similar arrangements before, and they've always ended up poorly. Aha, he has experience in this. One or both of us end up getting hurt, and I'm of the strong opinion that a relationship that is not exclusive is not a real relationship. Don't try to change my mind, because I won't. You'll be wasting your time, and my opinion will only become stronger. I agree with him. Number one, don't try to change his opinion. But two, it's not a relationship at that point. Well, this is Reddit, of course, and you get a lot of harebrained lefties on here. He says, somebody will tell me that I'm insecure, but I'm not. I'm quite self-confident, and I have the data to back up my own view on myself. Since the relationship ended, I downloaded Tinder and Bumble, and have been able to get hundreds of matches and multiple hookups. I'm not against hooking up, but if I'm in a relationship, I don't want to see anyone besides my girl, and I expect the same from her. That is completely reasonable. Okay, you're single, not exclusive to anybody. Fine, do what you want. Within reason, don't be stupid. But we're in an exclusive relationship, it's just us. God forbid a guy nowadays wants just he and the girl. He says, well, it turns out that a couple of the girls I hooked up with are personal friends with her. There is no way that these girls didn't know who you were. That didn't know that you are the former boyfriend who dumped their friend. Of course they knew. And again, this goes to show you about gals in the loyalty department. Al Bundy, don't try to understand women. Women understand women, and they hate each other. My ex has been pleading with me to get back with her, and she's been trying to reach me multiple times a day for the past 2 weeks. I've ignored her, thinking she would stop, but she won't. I refuse to get back in a relationship with her, and I need her to understand this. I bet you because he's nailing her friends, and he's now the stud on Tinder and Bumble, that all of a sudden she finds him to be more attractive now. And probably the way he kicked her out and put her in her place, she liked that even more. He's now a Giga Chad in her eyes. For some context, I come from a fairly conservative culture where your honor is worth more than your life. I honestly see an open relationship as nothing more than being a cuck, and that is something extremely dishonorable to me. I'm not knocking on anyone that's into what you're into, but I personally refuse to take part in that. Guys, don't be a part of something that's not you or what you want. So, how should I approach the situation? Getting back with her is not an option, but I want her to stop contacting me. What should I tell her to get her off my back? Well, what should you do? I don't know. Bang her mom? What's her mom look like? That'll piss her off. Or her sister. But in all seriousness, you could either keep doing what you're doing, ignoring her. Maybe she'll leave you alone, but she probably won't. Or you could see if you happen to know anybody that knows an attorney and get a restraining order against her. End of story. If she's harassed, if you made abundantly clear to her, which maybe you haven't, leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you. If you don't stop bothering me, I'm going to contact the police or a lawyer, restraining order. If you do that and she doesn't listen to you, then you have the grounds to do so, because she's harassing you, causing a problem. That's what I would do, honestly. But guys, this goes to show you, this guy handled it like a boss. Kicked her right out of the apartment. I'm done with you. Get the hell out. Good for him. There's no good that can come from these open relationship type of situations. And he said very briefly that he has experience in this, because obviously he tried it in the past. Maybe she knew that, and ended terribly. These things always end badly. So good for him. And I'm still convinced. Oh, my voice, Jesus. I'm still convinced. You hear that high pitched thing going there? I'm still getting over COVID here. Well, I'm no longer positive for COVID, but I did have COVID. I mentioned that in the other video the other day. I'm convinced that because he was nailing all those girls and her friends, she now sees him as the Giga Chad, and a lot of the gals want that guy that all the other girls are hooking up with. And interesting how that is. Now she won't leave him alone. But regardless, he handled this right like a boss. I'd say go nail her mom. That'll piss her off. And if that doesn't work, restraining order, and see where it goes. But anyhow, guys, that'll be a good one to cover here.